Justice is the recognition of the fact that you cannot fake the character of man as you cannot fake the character of nature. That you must judge all men as conscientiously as you judge inanimate objects, with the same respect for truth, with the same incorruptible vision, by as pure and as rational a process of identification that every man must be judged for what he is and treated accordingly. That just as you do not pay a higher price for a rusty chunk of scrap than for a piece of shining metal, so you do not value a totter above a hero. That your moral appraisal is the coin paying men for their virtues or vices. And this payment demands of you the scrupulous and honor as you bring to financial transactions. That you withhold your contempt from man's vices is an act of moral counterfeiting. And to withhold your admiration from the virtues is an act of moral embezzlement. That to place any other concern higher than justice is to devaluate your moral currency and to defraud the good in favor of the evil, since only the good can lose by default of justice, and only the evil can profit. And at the bottom of the pit, at the end of the road, the act of moral bankruptcy is to punish men for their virtues and to reward them for their vices. It is a collapse of full depravity, of a black mass of worship of death, of dedication of your consciousness to the destruction of existence. Productiveness is your acceptance of morality, your recognition of the fact that you choose to live. That productive work is the process by which man's consciousness controls his existence, a constant process of acquiring knowledge and shaping matter to fit one's purpose, of translating an idea into physical form, of remaking the earth in the image of one's values. And all work is creative work if done by a thinking mind, and no work is creative if done by a plank who repeats in uncritical stupor a routine he has learned from others. That your work is yours to choose, and that choice is as wide as your mind. That nothing more is possible to you, and nothing less is human. That to cheat your way into a job bigger than you is to become a fear-corroded ape on borrowed motions and borrowed time, and to settle down into a job that requires less than your mind's full capacity is to cut your motor and sentence yourself to another kind of motion, decay. That your work is the process of achieving your values, and to lose your ambition for values is to lose your ambition to live. That your body is a machine, but your mind is the driver, and you must drive as fast as your mind will take you. The achievement as the goal of your road. That the man who has no purpose is a machine that coasts downhill at the mercy of any boulder to crash in it at the first chance ditch. That the man who stifles his mind is a stalled machine slowly going to rust. That a man who lets a leader prescribe his course is a wreck being towed to the scrap heap. And that the man who makes another man his goal is a hitchhiker no driver should ever pick up. That your work is the purpose of your life, and you must speed past any killer who assumes the right to stop you, and any value you might find outside your work, any other loyalty or love, can be only travelers you choose to share your journey, and must be travelers going on their own power and in the same direction. Pride is the recognition of the fact that you are your own highest value, and like all of man's values, it has to be earned. That of any achievements open to you, the one that makes all others possible is the creation of your own character. That your character, your actions, your desires, your emotions are the products and the premises held by your mind. That as man must produce the physical values he needs to sustain his life, so he must acquire the values of character that make his life worth sustaining. That as man is a being of self-made wealth, so he is a being of self-made soul. That to live requires a sense of self-value, But man who has no automatic values has no automatic sense of self-esteem and must earn it by shaping his soul in the image of his moral ideal, in the image of man, the rational being he is born able to create, but must create by choice. That the first precondition of self-esteem is that radiant selfishness of soul which desires the best in all things, in values of matter and spirit, a soul that seeks above all else to achieve its own moral perfection, valuing nothing higher than itself. And that the proof of an achieved self-esteem is your soul's shudder to contempt and rebellion against the role of a sacrificial animal, against the vile impertinence of any creed that purposes an immolate, an irreplaceable value with your consciousness and the incomparable glory which is your existence to the blind evasions and the stagnant decay of others. Are you beginning to see who is John Galt? I am the man who has earned the thing you did not fight for, the thing you have renounced, betrayed, corrupted, yet were unable fully to destroy, and are now hiding as your guilty secret, spending your life in apologies to every professional cannibal, lest it be discovered that somewhere within you, you still long to see what I am now saying to the hearing of the whole mankind. I am proud of my own value and of the fact that I wish to live.